Hi ladies, shalom. I'm here today to show you how to do a zigzag with two sari scarves. You can use any combination of sari scarves that you want, any color, shape, and per pattern. You can use two sari sashes. You could use a sari scarf and a sari sash. That's entirely up to you. If you want the back of your head covered with the sari scarf, you will want to make sure that one of the scarves you're using is a full-size sari, so that when we leave a tail hanging down to flip up and cover, that it will be wide enough. However, I am wearing a purple 2-in-1, and I'm going to cut. It's all going to be covered except for the back. I think I'm going to leave my back exposed, but I might decide to cover up the tail of the sari later. I'm using a really cool purple and blue sari sash, and also this really fabulous green sari scarf. I'm going to start with the full-size sari. I will say that if you're using two full-size saris, they can be a little bulky, and I've found that when doing crisscrosses with two full-size saris, I really do prefer to leave at least one tail, and that way I just have less bulk on my head, but that is just what I like to do. Might not be what you like to do as well. And I'm going to tie this on my head with one side long, and again, if you want to cover the back with the tail, you want to make sure it's long enough to do so. And I'm going to tie it on at an angle. Make sure my layers are straight. They appear to be. Very nice. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to do the same thing with my sari sash, only I'm going to have two even tails. Okay, they're even. And I get to get my angle going on. I have been just tying this over both of my green tails. I'm not bothering to go under either one. You can experiment with doing that though if you'd like. You just want to make sure that the panels of the sari scarf are pretty flat, and laying nicely before you go ahead and wrap the next layer. So you want to do this each step of the way. Alright, so now I've got my long green tail on one side and both my purple tails on the other. And now it's time to bring the next green tail around. I try to make sure that the same panels are showing as a repeated pattern. So here it's the green with the little beige diamonds, the little spots, and then the gold. So I try to repeat that here, but you definitely don't have to. And if you don't, it'll even look like you're wearing, a billion scarves on your head. Because it'll look like all these different layers, different patterns. Who knows where one starts and the next begins. But you, the wearer, will have the secret that it's just the same sari scarf. Okay. So once I do that, make sure everything's smooth and laying nicely. I see my green layer here is tucked under a little bit. I want to pull that out, expose it the whole way down. Okay. Alright guys, I'm being picky. Alright, that looks good to me. Got everything showing the way I like. So now you just take the remainder here and tuck it wherever you prefer. I like to bring it all the way around and tuck it into itself, into the pocket here. Some women prefer to tuck it between their volumizer and their scarf, or their velvet headband and their scarf. The only thing I would mention about doing that with a sari though is because of all the fabric, if you tuck it between your scarf and your undercap or velvet headband, whatever you're using, it really tends to bunch up a lot and can cause headaches. So I just want to warn you of that. Enter, do it at your own risk sort of thing. And now I take the next purple tail and do the same thing. I want to make sure that what's showing are the panels I like. If I don't like any of these, I could always fold them under and keep them hidden. And just follow the same angle as the first, the best you can. I'm not worried about that sticking up yet because it'll be covered. And then tucking in the same way. However, I will say that sometimes, like I only have a little bit of fringe here left, I'm not having a problem tucking it, but if you do have a problem, if it's too short for you to tuck comfortably, you can always use pins to pin it in place. You know, tuck it the best you can and pin it down so it doesn't come undone, like this just did. So I'm going to try and do it without pins, but there's no shame in using pins for this one, ladies. And I have pinned many of my saris and found that it doesn't leave big gaping holes. You can use hijab pins or sewing pins, whatever kind of pin you like, just to keep the fabric down. And now I'm going to go in with my last layer. And do the same thing. Just for one final bit back there. And then tuck. Okay. That is the basic way to do it. Just like any other zigzag style, but you do have to keep in mind if you want to have the back of your head covered without using an underscarf to leave this tail long enough to do so. I will turn around so you can see the completed look. And then this side. Okay. By the way, if you don't know how to use the end of your tail to cover the back of your bun, what you would do is move it to the back and spread it out wide, flip it up, and then tuck it in. It's just that simple. I just barely left enough to do it, so I'm not even sure I'll be able to cover my purple 2-in-1 completely. I'm certainly going to try though. Being patient to make sure all my fringy sari scarf ends are tucked in as deep as possible. I think I just got it. All right. I think so. I think it's covered. I don't know. I can't even see because I don't have enough in the mirror, but that's it. That's all she wrote. You can, if you don't want to leave a tail at all to cover the back or hanging, you can just tie the first scarf, which was my green full-size sari, on evenly, and then you'll have another tail to wrap around as well to continue the zigzag on this side. So that's it, guys. I love wearing this style, and I'm so glad that I finally got around to making a tutorial. Hope you love it too. Bye-bye.